Welcome everyone to the session where we present the World Bank Group approach to green, resilient, and inclusive smart city development. COVID-19 has shown that digital connectivity is critical to societal resilience and business continuity. Smart City Solutions for a Riskier World by ESI Thought Labs examined how more than 170 cities around the world are harnessing technology to drive resilience, sustainability, and citizen centricity, and what lessons can be learned during the pandemic. The survey shows that 65% of the cities surveyed, the pandemic brought home how crucial smart city programs are for their future. And almost 4 out of 10 cities surveyed realized the value of collaboration between the public and private sectors to address today's issues and challenges. During 2021 spring meetings, the Development Committee of the World Bank Group endorsed the World Bank Group's Green, Resilient, and Inclusive Development, or GREED, approach to achieving a more sustainable and equitable recovery from the pandemic, and also as a long-term development paradigm. GREED emphasizes that World Bank Group intervention needs to be implemented simultaneously in a well-coordinated manner, for which technology innovation in mobilizing the private sector are highlighted as cross-cutting enablers. That is, smart cities are well aligned with and contribute to the GREED approach of the World Bank Group. However, despite the plethora of smart city strategy documents, their implementation has been limited due to a number of bottlenecks. Where and how the World Bank Group can jointly address some of these bottlenecks and unlock the potential of smart cities is the main theme of today's presentation. A World Bank Group approach provides comprehensive support to help cities to identify, prioritize, and then implement solutions towards achieving sustainable urban development goals across multiple interrelated sectors and through various activities, notably convening or coordinating with partners in providing technical and financial support. The World Bank Group supports their smart city ambition across the full cycle of smart city development, from assessment, diagnostic, and planning, through market enabling into both public and commercial investments. Assessment and planning. We engage in upstream assessment and planning by examining a smart city maturity level, conducting stakeholder mapping, and using a smart city model for visioning and planning in reference to benchmark international good practices. Market enabling. Both the World Bank and IFC support efforts to enable the market. The World Bank supports improvement of the enabling environment, such as regulations, institutional and human capacity development, etc., through its technical assistance, either standalone or as part of its lending operations. The IFC conducts market analysis and invests in digital infrastructure as the foundation to enable smart city solutions. Investments. The World Bank invests in public sector solutions as part of its lending operations, while the IFC makes commercial investments that support smart city solutions. We will now introduce some concrete examples of how the World Bank Group has engaged with smart city development across this cycle. Now I will hand it over to my colleague, Jessica.
Thank you, Narelle. I will now introduce 2 cases on how the World Bank has supported client needs through smart solutions and toward building sustainable cities. The first example is an operational support for Digital Central Asia, South Asia regional program and Russia. The World Bank have been working with clients in Russia and Central Asia to advance in the smart city agenda, particularly to explore the potential of data and technology to improve services, quality of life, and mitigate the impact of COVID-19 in client cities. The bank has developed a strong collaboration in Central Asia on the development of a smart city strategy, pilots, and project components, and in Russia, a joint digital development and urban team work on a smart city assessment to inform the next generation of smart city programs and projects. On our Central Asia engagement, the bank organized a regional Smart City Knowledge Sharing Roadshow under Digital Central Asia South Asia program that took place early last year in 4 countries: Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan, where Korean experts presented smart city best practices. The objective of this initiative were 1, to build the capacity of the client governments to better plan a smart city through the adoption of best practices, and 2, to assess their readiness and barriers to a smart city development and propose recommendations both at the policy and technical level. As a result, in addition to very useful capacity building and awareness raising that was provided across the 4 target countries, a tangible long-term outcome of this regional roadshow was also observed in the case of Uzbekistan, where it was approved the implementation of a digital program that considered the development of a single geoportal integrated system with over 40 informational systems, the creation of systems for management of transport and utilities infrastructure, and digitalization of social sector. At the city of Dushanbe in Tajikistan, the bank developed a readiness assessment methodology to analyze favorable environment and obstacle to the city and the obstacle that the city faces on the path to develop a smart city and implementation of digital technologies. It also proposes recommendations both at the policy and the technical level. Lastly, the work in Russia aimed to analyzing the digital transformation of Russian cities. The study included an assessment of the current level of readiness of cities to implementation of the latest approaches and technologies to ensure digital resilience to modern challenges, including COVID-19. A second example is the Bangladesh local government COVID-19 response and recovery project. In response to COVID-19 crisis, the World Bank team worked with urban local governments in Bangladesh to prepare a COVID response and recovery project. The team started by asking local governments about their needs and how technology can be used to improve local government effectiveness, not only at the short term, but also in the long term. Given the COVID situation, the team started an online web-based survey covering all municipalities and 12 city corporations. The survey revealed common needs as well as different challenges. More than half of the 18 municipalities that answered the survey do not have any online system to support remote working during COVID. And close to half of these municipalities have no online portal to connect with citizens. The survey also revealed their needs on ICT hardware and software, skills for remote working, as well as support in improving regulations for remote working and moving from paper to online records to better serve citizens. Based on the feedback from the survey, digital infrastructure improvement has become a critical aspect of the project. Local governments can use part of the grants transferred through the projects toward meeting urgent hardware, software, and training needs. The project also provides systematic help through technical assistance. This is a good case where the World Bank support identified the remote working and ICT needs in the COVID context and led to a project design whereby digital investment are integral parts. Now, Jonky will introduce some concrete examples on IFC engagement.
Thank you very much, Jessica. I brought a couple of examples from the IFC side where we have supported our clients on their smart city journey. Our first example is a smart city market enabling investment committed by IFC. So digital infrastructure is the foundation that enables many smart city solutions. Yet many countries in the developing world lack this fundamental infrastructure, especially in Africa, where 3/4 of the population still remain offline. But the technology is expensive. Just 1 kilometer of installed cable can cost between $15,000 and $30,000. And Africa needs at least 500,000 more kilometers to connect the continent. Since governments can't undertake a project of this scale alone, private investors such as C-Squared have come to meet the demand. What's special about C-Squared is that this company offers cost-effective solutions by deploying wholesale, carrier-neutral, open-access fiber optic networks, linking end users to mobile network operators and internet service providers. The company was founded in 2013, and it has laid 3,000 kilometers of fiber and connected more than 40 MNOs and ISPs in multiple metro areas in Ghana, Liberia, and Uganda. In 2017, IFC alongside Google, Convergence Partners, and Mitsui committed an investment of up to $100 million to support the company in making internet connection available in underserved areas in Africa. The second example is a municipal finance to the city of Zaporizhia in Ukraine. Now, Zaporizhia is one of the most important industrial cities in Ukraine that's located in southeastern part of the country with a population of more than 700,000 people. And the city has a vision. It wants to be a smart city with a network of digitally connected devices that communicate data, and they want to run e-buses as well and have modern road maintenance machinery. Now, this is because Zaporizhia is grappling with aging infrastructure dating as far as back as the Soviet era. Ukraine's municipal services have been suffering from years of underinvestment, and cities face significant gaps in terms of providing reliable public services. And they're in urgent need of funding, but the government alone cannot address these massive investment challenges. That is why a robust private sector is essential to spur investment and to strengthen the local infrastructure. So in this context, IFC's Cities program in Ukraine has provided financial and advisory support to the nation's growing cities. In Zaporizhia in particular, IFC and GSCP program worked early on with the city council to put together a smart city strategy, and that included solutions like data analysis and smart technologies such as the LoRaWAN network that is designed to wirelessly connect battery-operated objects to the internet that would allow real-time monitoring of water pipe pressures, air quality, and operate emergency alert systems as well. Smart traffic management was another component that would connect the city's traffic intersections to be controlled remotely in a centralized location. It would also collect data on traffic flow through sensors, and that would enable adaptive management to address congestion in the most challenging areas in the city and help to plan policies for safer pedestrian traffic as well. With that, I think we can conclude today's session. I would say World Bank Group continues to work with cities in developing countries to implement their smart city ambitions. And we hope that today's presentation has inspired you on your smart city journey. Thank you very much. And I will now turn it back to Victor.
Thank you, Narai, Jongi, and Jessica for sharing your insights. I trust that our audience have found this to be very interesting and valuable. I really enjoy it. Now with this, we are concluding this side event. And just before you go, a reminder that the Tokyo Development Learning Center organizes many other events on smart cities and related urban topics. So please check out our website and follow us in Twitter, Facebook, or LinkedIn if you are interested. Thank you again for joining us today. Goodbye.